So you want to start making wearables, but you don't know where to start. Today's video is for you. I found it kind of hard to get started with wearables because there's millions of amazing patterns out there. I would watch other people make them and I would be like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. And get a little distracted, and then later finding out like, this really isn't the right type of project for me, or this really isn't something I wear, or I don't like this type of yarn. There's like a million reasons why things didn't work out for projects I've made. I do have one way that can really help you figure out what wearables to start out with. It is so much simpler than you think, and it's looking for gaps in your wardrobe. What I mean by this is looking at the clothes you own and the clothes you wear and really deciphering like what's missing. Like that's the easiest way to figure out what type of wearables to make. I've got a couple different things in mind that I know that I have gaps in my wardrobe. Now I've said, when I go to work, I wear pretty much all dresses, or I wear like skirts and tops. But I have had a problem when I go to get dressed because some of these I really want belted, and I've only got like 2 belts. One of them is like a tan leather kind of braided thing, and then I've got one that's black, like black cloth. And I thrifted both of these, and the leather one I'm fine with. I like it. It works. It's, you can put it anywhere. So if I'm wearing it higher or lower or whatever, it still always fits. If I need to loosen it after lunch, it still fits. The black one, I am not a fan of. Again, I got it because I needed a black belt. It was at the thrift store, and I thought good enough for $1 or whatever I paid. So I kind of just don't like the cloth. I know right off the bat, I need a replacement black belt. So for me, I'm like, okay, great. Number one project for making wearables. This is also a great project because there's a handful of free tutorials on YouTube. Probably make it out of cotton, and I've already got black cotton in my stash. And even if I didn't, I wouldn't probably get like a super expensive one. I would just get like some Lilies and Cream or Crafter's Secret or something like that. But it's going to be a relatively quick process as well. It's not really going to be hard because, it might be this wide, it might be fairly long, but it's going to be very narrow. So I know that I can whip through that project fairly quickly and really get a sense of accomplishment. And you might not need any belts, but for me, that is a great place to start. The second gap in my wardrobe is actually handbags. And I know there's people out there who have like 100 handbags, but I don't. I have got like a crossbody leather one, and then I've got like a dark brown one that just like I don't know what you'd call it. It's not like a satchel, but you can tell I'm not a handbag person. I don't even know the terms. But it doesn't have a strap. It just like you stick it over your arm, and that kind of drives me nuts. I like something I can throw over, but it is dressier. I have it in my mind that I want a granny square handbag, and I actually kind of want to use these yarns right here. I love all of these fall colors, and I think that would be amazing. I've got a couple other ideas. I've got a ton of purse or handbag video tutorials in my watch later, so I can really narrow it down. But I think I would like a very bohemian granny square, like richer, deeper fall color type of thing. That would be more for fun, something I can wear with like more of a plain outfit, like a solid color or something, and then really have that handbag be, like the star of the show. So I know that is also a gap in my wardrobe, and whether or not you think that's a wardrobe, I don't know, but for me it would be. I have got hats and hats and hats and hats. So for me, that's not really a gap. I tend to make a lot, and I make a lot in the colors that go with all of my dresses. So I don't really have that as a priority on my wearables list, but that could be something for you. I am actually now starting to want to make some in a little bit more high-end yarn for myself. So I do have a few hats that are just like amazingly soft and drapey and like merino, and just as a treat to myself because I want to do that. And I love all my other hats that are like a value acrylic yarn. I do love them. They're colors I love. I do kind of want to throw in a few that are nicer, but right now I am not saying that that is a gap in my wardrobe, but it might be for you. I had started several like cardigan or poncho type projects and have abandoned some or have them nearly done, but I haven't finished them. And I think again, it's because I didn't have a need for them in my wardrobe. It wasn't a gap. And I'm going to just offer off one little side note tip here as well, is in the wintertime, I do love a big, like nice, warm duster cardigan. Like I like it, you know, like all the way like past my knees, like that type of duster. And I have seen some absolutely stunning crochet ones, but that's actually not something that I'm going to make myself. That is something I'm going to purchase at the store, and here is why. While this isn't about a gap in the wardrobe, I feel like it's a moment of being realistic about myself and about my behavior. So I thought I would share because it still kind of fits in here. So I'm not going to be making myself a duster, even though like I had originally thought that this clearance yarn, you know, I paid a little over $1 for all this. I thought this would make a great duster, but I am hard on that type of article of clothing. So number one, I feel like I sweat a lot. I'm in a hot flash stage of life. And so I want something that I'm going to be able to throw in the wash a lot. I'm not going to want, I know myself, I'm not going to want to wash a cardigan by hand all the time, but it's going to need to be washed. The other thing is I feel like I sit hard. Like I know that sounds ridiculous, but I'm 5'4" and I'm a short-legged 5'4". So I feel like oftentimes when I go to sit down, I like plunk down, I scooch down, because a lot of times like getting up on the chair, I'm like dragging my butt across it. And so I just feel like that is such an opportunity for unwanted pilling of the project and just so much more unwanted wear and tear that I don't want to devote my resources of yarn and my time and my hard work into something that I know I'm going to be super duper rough on. So realistically, while I would love to get a few more duster cardigans this winter, I'm not going to be making them. Let's get back to the wardrobe gaps. I do want a few more scarves and shawls. So this is something that I really haven't made like a ton. And some of them that I have made, for some reason, I kept making them in like pink colors. And that's really not a color I wear, at least not very often, and certainly not often enough to have like 3 or 4 pink scarves. I am working on looking at realistically what I would get the most wear out of. So a lot of the dresses that are in my closet, I do have a lot of prints, but most of them have a few key factors that are the same. A lot of them are animal prints, and often the like accent of the animal print is black or like a dark charcoaly type of color, where I have a range of other colors that like the main color of the dress is something else. I honestly, like I have this one like a beautiful chocolate brown scarf here, which I just made and I absolutely love, but I do know that I need to make like some black and charcoal ones as well so that I can mix and match and wear that. Like I would love to do like maybe another triangle scarf or something like that, you know, in like that dark color so that I can mix it up. I might have a couple different styles in that same color or very, very similar colors, so I can really change up the look of those different dresses by switching out the scarf that goes with it. If you are a skirt or dress person like me, another great item that you might want to put into your wardrobe is going to be boot cuffs. And my friend Sydney has a really cute pair on her channel. I will link that if that's something you do need and just want a quick link to it. But that's a great way to add a little bit extra warmth and a little little bit more function as well. Pretty much most of the, well, all of the dresses and skirts I have are usually pretty long. Again, like I said, I'm a short-legged 5'4", so when I buy what they call like a midi dress, it's much more closer to a maxi on me. But for those ones that maybe are a little bit shorter and like come like just below my knees, boot cuffs are a great way to stay a little bit more warm and also get a little bit extra coverage in there. Maybe you are a super casual style, maybe with how your job is, or if you're at home a lot of the time, you get to wear a bunch of athleisure wear, which would be amazing. If I was at home more, it's 100% what my wardrobe would be. But if you're like, yeah, I don't wear hats, I have my hair in a ponytail most of the time, maybe one of those gaps in your wardrobe would be ear warmers. Like maybe you could benefit from having several styles or several colors in your color scheme of ear warmers. So like if you have a favorite hoodie, you know, you can make a ear warmer that totally matches your hoodie. So you can have that and still feel kind of put together, and it can actually kind of like elevate that look a little bit more in case you have to run out for whatever reason or jump on a video call or something like that. You'll have that cute ear warmer that matches your top. So that could be a really easy gap in your wardrobe to fill with, again, another super easy and quick project, much like the belt I was talking about in the beginning. And when I think about gaps in the wardrobe, I'm really not thinking so much about outdoors wear, like winter gear, as much as I am like things you would wear in your house or, you know, out and about running errands. I don't know if I needed to clarify that or not. Another gap might be maybe you just need something that's either a little bit dressier or a little bit more casual. So if you're someone who makes beautiful shawls on the regular out of beautiful yarn, you know, maybe that's something where, you know, if you threw that on with your hoodie or, you know, with your favorite sweatshirt and some leggings, like it might feel a little too dressy. Maybe that's something where you do make one up with a little bit more casual yarn, just with a nice basic acrylic or something like that, where you can still have that piece that you feel comfortable and confident in, but you're just like taking the dressiness down just a little bit, just down a notch, so that, you know, it kind of just flows with the rest of your outfit a little bit more, or vice versa. You know, if you have been experimenting a lot with value yarn, which I do, and you're like, oh, you know what? I feel like I could elevate this a little more. I have some outfits, I have maybe some events that I need to go to where I am going to need to be just like, you know, a notch or two dressier. That's the time where even if you have 10 scarves made out of Super Saver, maybe that's when you look at filling the gap in your wardrobe with maybe something made out of a superwash wool, or, you know, something that's just a little bit finer weight, that is a little bit higher end. Another gap might be if you find that everything in your wardrobe is like all black or gray. That used to be me. I spent 12 years working in a salon, and pretty much every single piece of clothes I had was black. So it is easy to accidentally wind up with a whole closet full of one color. It really is. But, you know, if that's something where, you know, you like only have black or you only have neutrals of whatever color, maybe that gap in your wardrobe is you need something colorful. Could you make a couple scarves to throw on over your all black outfit to really like pump it up a little bit, add a little more of your personality to that outfit instead of just being more of like a self-imposed uniform? And that can go in the reverse as well. If everything you have is super fun and playful, that is awesome. But there might be an area where you do need to bring it in just a notch, and those accessories might be the place to make the plain items, where it could be something where if you have just a super fun, like I know I've seen like dresses that are like all strawberries or just, you know, whatever, like in my mind, that's just something fun that popped in there. But something like that, you know, maybe just like a plain cream color scarf is going to be what's best, because then the focus is still on the amazing print of the dress. But that can be like either, you know, some plain pieces or some colorful pieces to balance out the rest of your wardrobe. I hope this video can like help push you over the edge and start creating some wearables that you'll actually wear. That was really one of my biggest fails, like for kind of a couple years, and maybe still a little bit ongoing as I've tried to refine my style and refine the types of yarn I'm bringing into my house, and, you know, discover what I enjoy wearing, is that I made a lot of stuff that really isn't me. I hope this can help you, and if you are confused and maybe even a little bit overwhelmed about where to start, march yourself to your closet and really check out and see what's missing. Thank you so much for talking yarn with me. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.